So in Advanced Steel, we're just going to take a look at the miter cut feature available as part of the Stair macro, which forms part of the PowerPack for Advanced Steel from GRAITEC. So this is used when you're setting the profile to a plate profiled stringer. So this is a stringer that is formed from a plasma or laser profiling process. The miter cut feature is available here and it enables you to split the stringer into different segments at the change in direction point or the crank point of the stair. So for example, introducing a split here will actually split between the bottom landing element and the main flight. If you do the same here at the top, enabling the checkbox, it will split this top element landing stringer here to the main flight. Similarly, you may wish to do the same on the inner stringer or slightly different. So for example here, we can just split at the bottom element, but leave the top element in one piece. So that's now introduced a split at that point between the two landing elements. Also, just to remind everyone, if you don't have the landings turned on, obviously this feature won't work. So you need to come to the landings tab, bottom or top sub-tab, and then enable the checkbox to enable the landings. Also, just returning to the outer here, you can initiate identical stringers between the two. So checking this will actually transpose the values from the outside to the inside. So in this case now we have two splits in here and the value of the stringer width is transposed as well. Also, the way the stringer is created can be affected here, so the total width control here of the plate, and that is obviously transposed across into the landing element of the stringer. But should the user so wish to have a different thickness or width here across the stringer, if you change that value, then the miter cut will change on the corresponding bisecting line between the two elements. Just pop that back to be 250 and you'll see it return back to its original position. So obviously you can have it different on the inside or you can have it the same with identical stringers. You can control the top and bottom miter cuts. You will notice a feature in here that says all flights. We're just going to come on to that in the next part where we have a multi-flight stair. So as part of our stair tools, we can draw multiple flights, 2, 3 flights in different pattern forms. This is an L-shape formed here. We do have U-shape and Z-formed. And in this case, I've actually enabled the bottom and top landings again to see the features relative to that. So let's just come back under the stringer. We're under the outer and we come to the miter cut again. And if we enable that in the bottom, we will see that there is a split to be introduced under this element of the stair here. So a split between the flight and the landing there. And obviously what's happened is also that's been introduced into the second flight here as well. That's because within here you'll see a tree structure and we can influence what is going on at an independent flight level. So for example, if I don't want to split the second flight at that point, I can uncheck that box there and then the stringer returns to be one continuous segment, but I could have it different and split the top segment here. So now I just have the flight and the bottom landing element. So that's split there. And obviously that is different, can be different to how the main flight is done down here. So using the tree structure, you can influence how you do your miter or split positions between each level. And obviously correspondingly, if you're using identical stringers, those values can be transposed back between the two inner and outer elements of the stair. So again, affecting how the stair is constructed. So there we have a split on the bottom And in this case here we have a split on the bottom on the flight 1, inner and outer, and the values have been transposed from the outside to the inside of the stair. So with the various options and checkboxes here, you can influence the construction and the pre-construction of the stair before final fabrication to aid your detailing process leading to your fabrication method.